Hi, this is Dr. Anya from Mercer University and Lex Leonis Skincare. We're here out in my yard again because today is April 2nd, 2020. We're still mid coronavirus outbreak all over the world. In fact, we just got shelter in place in Georgia as of today. So I'm definitely here and I'm still teaching for Mercer University, and we shifted everything online. So some of you and my students have asked about image restorations, as I haven't spent enough time on image restoration. Image restoration really, or I should really start with reputation loss and then image restoration. Sorry, my dogs, my animals, everybody is uh, not not being nice to me when I'm recording. So let's talk about first thing, reputation loss. When does it occur? And is it always actual versus perceived? Well, if you've ever heard me say perception is reality in marketing, this is very much true. In marketing, we really go by what customer stakeholders perceive, so what they think versus what actually is happening. So, maybe the dogs will stop barking. So what is actually happening may be less relevant in comparison to what they think is happening. So they may perceive you as guilty of doing something wrong, and that's where your reputation loss happens. So reputation loss happens as a negative outcome of or negative effect on your reputation based on because of some crisis, right? And we talk about what crisis actually is. So your reputation loss is a sort of aftermath of crisis. Now, like I said, it can be actual or perceived. Actual meaning you are actually guilty, you have actually done something wrong, and so it's your fault. The other thing is that maybe there was a rumor spread and now you have to prove that you are not wrong, right? And that really goes back to media. What kind of relationship you have with media. It may be that if you have negative relationship with media, which relationship with media you should be developing over time prior to crisis, ideally. And typically, if you have a good relationship with media, they will sort of give you benefit of doubt. They will allow you to speak out, and all will be peachy. Now, if you have bad relationship with media, they will run with whatever story they want to run with because, if you've been bad to them, they have no reason to be good to you. And I'm not saying they're lying because that is not true, but they're going off of the information they have. So they may not give you an opportunity to correct the information prior to running a story that, based on information they've collected. Now, so this is important to have a good relationship because it will help with your image restoration when you have reputational loss. Now, something that you need to pay attention to is your response. So really, before this third phase of going back to business and working on image restoration, your response, so the really mid-crisis response, how you respond, it really matters, and it will greatly affect how how difficult your image restoration is going to be. So, if you respond quickly, honestly, and if you're at fault, you apologize. I can't say that word. So you apologize. You say, yes, we're guilty, or it has come to our attention that whatever, something happened, and we're working to figure out what actually has happened, and we're trying to collect more information, and we'll update you as we find out more. That's fine too. Admitting to not knowing that something has happened, but it came to your attention and you're quickly reacting. There are some good way of responding, and like I said, responding quickly and honestly is, of course, I'm not saying you should incriminate yourself, but responding honestly and quickly is very important. gathering as much information so you can give a response. And then in case of like coronavirus, you have to immediately respond as it occurs. It's been occurring over weeks now, months really, since we've heard of first cases. So you should, if you are doing ongoing research, environmental scanning, part of your ongoing research and analysis. Let me scream. Then you should have been at least aware that something is happening and something may be coming our way. I know I was doing that. And so the key here is that you should have been somewhat at least prepared that something is happening. None of us knew how bad it's actually going to be for a while, but many of us knew it's going to be bad based on what happened, right? Based on other nations. So one, how did you deal with this? Did you send out information to your customers? Have you updated your policies, or have you trained your staff how to remain safe? Did you create environment where your employees can practice social distancing, right? Did you minimize staff? What are you doing when it comes to their pay, right? Are you just ditching them? Are you just firing them? Or are you trying to develop a relationship? Have you showed any support in the community? All sorts of things. So as far as your customers, you probably want to let them know that you are trying to keep them safe, doing everything possible to keep them safe. Then you want to make sure that my daughter's coming, so I lost my train of thought. I'm recording, baby. I'm recording.
Let me see.
Okay, she's gone. All right, so in case, like I said, coronavirus, you want to make sure employees are safe. You let your customers know how you how you keep your employees safe, and how you keep your customers safe, right? Then I wouldn't stop marketing entirely. Here's why. In case of product marketing, customers still need product, and as you know, there are shortages in stores, so you're still serving customers, and there are unique needs, right? A lot of people are working from home right now, so they need to look reasonable on the camera for some jobs, right? So, for example, providing some tips, maybe a good blog on how to look good on Zoom, or some other, online business meeting, providing products that can help you achieve or help your customer achieve a certain look, a certain confidence for staying at home, making staying at home better. So it's not like you're shoving the product down their throat, but you as a business, you have to keep door open, so you have to continue doing business. But I would make adjustments for the situation, not acknowledging that we have this major, major crisis right now, I think is a problem. So you need to acknowledge that, it is going on, and you're making an adjustment to meet your customer needs now more than ever. So responses like this are definitely good. So what are some other good responses in the past? Well, Tylenol was the famous case of how they pulled all the suspicious drugs off the shelves to keep customers safe. That, it was a major crisis. And if you're my students, I'll provide you with detail. Maybe drop a link down below to the case. So this was a very good case to show that you need to act proactively versus reactively, right? You don't wait till it gets worse, or you don't wait or hope that it's going to resolve on its own. You act, right? Very proactive. And that's one of the most important things when it comes to your image restoration, is that you not only act quickly and honestly and communicate with the public, but that you also are very proactive in your actions. You don't wait till everything completely crumbles down, because that's major. That can lead to major crisis, even if it starts small. What are some bad examples of 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 a response to crisis? Well, number one, lying, right? If you lie, I mean, you're done. You are done. To recover that, your reputation after lying to public is very hard. But you can still do it, of course, but it's going to take longer. Again, and it's the honesty and taking action, like promise to do something to fix it. So, for example, if if you get the gas company, right? Oil, and if there's a major spillage on the sea, then you need to take action to make it right, right? Clean up what's possible. Make sure the wildlife is taken care of. If if there is suspected food problem, you pull it off the shelves. You don't wait to get the order to pull everything off the shelves. You literally do it ahead of time, right? So these are some so you can take action, proactive action. And I know I'm looping around because right now I got distracted again. But so bad action would be lying. Bad action would be saying nothing. So pretending like nothing happened. So not adjusting your messages to your stakeholders would be a bad action. Good action, acting quickly, admitting you're wrong if you're wrong. If you're not wrong, then providing evidence how you're not wrong, but at least addressing the problems, okay? And social media is an excellent way of doing this. Of course, you want to have a press conference, right? But you can have ongoing communication. You can have via your social media. Well, let us know what concerns you have. Let us know what questions you have, and you can answer them. You can have live videos, which immediately pops up in your customers, feeds. They get notified when there's a live video going on, and so that's a great way to again pop up in their mind and make them aware that you are making a statement. So yes, you want to adjust your communication in case of crisis. Like even if it's not your fault, like coronavirus is not your fault, you want to make adjustment. If it's your fault, you want to take action. You have to admit. You have to just say you're sorry, and hopefully you are sorry. So be genuine, and then take action, corrective action, right? But I wouldn't just take corrective action to make it right, but I would make it right plus go above and beyond, because a big part of image restoration is regaining trust, and that takes a while. As you can imagine, if your trust is broken, then it takes you a while to rebuild it. Okay, so I talk about two things: reputational loss when it may occur, actual versus perceived, and then steps you can take starting with a response to crisis. So steps you can take to image restoration. Okay, and then they include being responsive, communicating with your audience, being honest, being apologetic, taking corrective action, and things to avoid would be lying, ignoring, not adjusting your communication to the crisis, and just keep going about your business like nothing happened, right? So that would be bad. And of course, not making it right, that's also bad. All right, that's it for now, and I'll be back soon. Bye.